Hi, I'm Chris with The Ride Productions, and today we're unboxing a Sony Action Cam. Okay, so today we're gonna do an unboxing on the Sony FDR X3000. I'm pretty excited about this one. So I've had GoPros in the past, and I just haven't been super satisfied with the footage and the stability of that footage. And so I did a bunch of research, and the Sony FDR X3000 has a lot better reviews, and they use a very different stability system on the camera. It's an actual physical stability system as opposed to the GoPros and some other ones that is a digital stability solution. So let's go ahead and do an unboxing. So like I said, this just showed up from Amazon today. So other than cutting the tape off, I actually haven't opened the package. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Pretty standard Amazon packaging. So we've got our camera in here. So let's go ahead and get that pulled out. And then I do have a couple other accessories that I picked up as well. So looks like that is everything. So we'll go ahead and set that box aside. We'll set these accessories aside for now and dig into the camera. So this one actually is actually an Amazon warehouse deal. So it said that it was used like new, included all original packaging, and I saved like $40 off of the original price. So I figured, what the heck, might as well give it a shot. I figured if there's any issues, I can always return it to Amazon. This is kind of it for the packaging, it looks like. So pretty straightforward. It's actually, I'm a little surprised how small the packaging is. I figured it'd be a little bit bigger, but I guess it's probably in line with some of the GoPros and other things. So let's go ahead and get this opened up and see what we've got inside. So it looks like we've got two inner boxes. So go ahead and get those pulled out, set that aside, and let's go ahead and see what we've got included in these. So it looks like this one is your manuals and paperwork. Got a little Sony, looks like a little Sony action camera sticker. And then buried in the bottom here, looks like we've got, looks like a shoe mount with a 1/4-inch camera thread, USB cable, and looks like the Sony battery. Let's go ahead and see what's in the other one. I'm guessing this is the camera. So looks like that is everything. Go ahead and get that set aside. Open this up. Okay, so the camera looks to be in its waterproof case. I know the camera by itself is IPX rated. I don't remember the exact rating, but I believe it's splash proof, but it's not like submersible. And I don't remember if it has a specific dust rating on it. In the case here, it is dust proof and waterproof. So it actually looks like a pretty nice setup. So there's a lens protector on it. Looks like we've got our 1/4-inch camera mount thread on the bottom, and obviously buttons then for operation. So let's go ahead and, looks like we just pull on this. It's got a little latch, kind of similar to some of the other ones. Okay, so then that pulls the lens off, and then looks like the camera slides out. So that is our waterproof case, and then this is the camera. So I'm actually surprised. This is a little bit smaller than I was thinking of. Some of the pictures and stuff make it look like it's a little bit bigger, but kind of having it here in my hands, it's actually pretty small and pretty light. I don't think it's gonna be very obtrusive on the side of my motorcycle helmet. And that's actually one of the reasons I really wanted to go with this one. You know, if you're doing a straight on shot and you've got it kind of on the side of your helmet, this is a much smaller profile in terms of going forward and wind resistance versus a GoPro. You know, they've gotten small over the years, but you still have, you know, it's pretty wide and tall. And so I'm guessing with the GoPros, at least when I've done them in the past, you get a little bit of kind of buffeting on the helmet and stuff. And this is quite a bit thinner, so I'm hoping it'll be a little bit better once I get a chance to actually ride it. So looks like we've got our record enter button on top. Here's a little power button in white here. Hopefully you can still see that. And then on the side here, looks like we've got a menu button, the little LCD screen, and up and down arrows. On the bottom, looks like we've got that camera mount. Looks like there's the cover for the SD card. Looks like there's not an SD card included. I don't remember if it includes one by default. So yeah, it looks like we've got a lock versus open button on the back, which I'm gonna guess opens up the back here. And then looks like we have our, what do we got here for connections? So One of the other things I really liked about this, so this red one here is actually a microphone input. That was another reason that I really wanted to go with the Sony, is the ability to have an internal microphone input. Now, generally when I'm recording, I run my Shure SM93 mic, and I'm probably gonna try and run that on the bike setup too this spring, but it is kind of nice that you could do a direct input here as well. So I might, depending on how the Shure works, the problem if I use the Shure mic is I usually have to have my Tascam recorder with in order to do that because I need phantom power. So, but obviously it gives much better quality audio, so I need to play around with that a little bit this spring and see how good that does on the bike. But otherwise, it's kind of nice that I could do a microphone input here if I wanted to. And then it looks like we've got, okay, so it looks like this is our USB connection, and this is an HDMI out. So that's a micro HDMI out. So that looks like what we've got on the back here for connections. Go ahead and close that up. And then this lock or unlock button should be for the battery compartment, I'm guessing. Yep, there we go. So that looks like our battery compartment, and here is our battery. So go ahead and put that in. I'm not sure if it has a charge, but we will. That's our battery in. Okay, so we've got the battery in, and then we've locked that. We've got the back snapped together, and then obviously the micro SD card. So it looks like that's kind of it in terms of our, at least what was included in this one. So again, this was an Amazon warehouse deal. I don't remember if it had, so it looks like supplied accessories were rechargeable battery pack, underwater housing, micro USB cable, and attachment buckle. So it looks like it does not come with a SD card, which is completely fine. Like I said, most of the time you're gonna wanna buy a bigger one anyway, but so that's kind of it for our packaging. So it looks like we've got our documentation manuals, we've got their attachment buckle, the USB cable, and a little sticker, the camera itself, and the waterproof, dustproof housing. So some of the other things that I ordered that I'm pretty excited about. So this is basically a 1/4 inch camera adapter, which the Sony uses to a GoPro mount. And this is actually a really nice metal one that I found that had good reviews. So what this is gonna do is allow me to use, you know, the plethora of GoPro mounting accessories that are out there. I really wanna be able to attach this to my helmet. The Sony does make a helmet mount for this, but the reviews on it aren't super great, so I didn't even bother ordering it. I figured, you know, there's so many different GoPro attachments out there that using an adapter like this was gonna be a much better option for attaching the camera to my helmet. And then I also went ahead and got a 128 gig micro SD XC, which is the fastest card you can get, the class 10 rating. So this one does 100 megs read and 90 meg write. So if you're gonna record in 4K on this, you need to make sure you've got a pretty fast card. So Sony says this max support is 128 gig card, but looking on some of the forums, it looked like people were actually able to use a 256 gig. However, the 256 gig is more than double the cost of a 128. So honestly, I'll probably just end up with a couple 128s, at least initially, because it's more cost effective. And I'm pretty sure the battery is gonna run out before the SD card does. So it's pretty easy to swap the SD card when the battery runs out. So that being said, it only came with a single battery. So what I did was, again, looking on Amazon, this Wasabi Power Pack had really good ratings. And so what should be in here is 2 additional batteries. So now that gives me a total of 3 batteries, and then the charging adapter, which this one has your standard European one, and then this is your standard like cigarette lighter adapter, and then the US adapter is on the back. So this will allow me to charge batteries here in the United States, and then the cigarette lighter here will let me charge if I'm mobile in my car, or I have actually got on my, if I'm on my BMW GS, then I actually have an adapter. I can plug this into my BMW, and so I can throw this in my tank bag and charge while I'm actually driving down the road. So that's kind of it as far as the accessories that were included, and a couple additional things that I picked up to kind of complete the package. The only thing I'm missing is the actual mounts to attach it to my helmet. I'm gonna go ahead and pick those up later this week at a local store. Basically, GoPro's got like their grab bag of mounts. I'm just gonna grab that and use this then to attach to my helmet. Again, over at first impressions, I'm pretty impressed with how small this is and how light it is. I think it's gonna work out great. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now, I'm gonna end up doing a much more detailed breakdown on the features and performance once I get a little bit time to actually get some footage on this. I do know offhand, I think if you are doing 1080p, you get roughly 2 or 2.5 hours of recording on a battery, I think. I believe if you're recording in 4K, that does drop quite a bit, maybe down to an hour or something. I can't remember exactly what it was rated for. So that's one of the things, you know, once I get a little more time with this and can actually do some footage recording on the bike and other things, I'll be sure to let you guys know kind of what I'm actually seeing for battery life, how my recording times are looking like, and just kind of overall what I think of it, you know, certainly attached. So another thing I just wanted to show real quick is just kind of relative size. I mean, looking at your hands and everything else is kind of hard. So this is my Shui RF 1200, and so on my left side I've got my Scala Pack Talk, and so what I'll end up doing is just probably mounting the camera here on the side. So that's kind of a front camera shot, and you know, I'm really impressed with the overall size of it. I think, you know, again, that profile, you know, going down the road, I think is going to be really good. I don't think it's going to be buffeting as much as, you know, some of the GoPros or other action cameras might. And so I think that's going to work out better. And like I said, I just kind of like the overall look of it. Okay, so one other thing I did want to mention that I actually picked up is this pretty sweet little, I'm a huge Pelican case fan. You probably don't see that too much in my videos, but I've got a bunch of Pelican cases I use to store a lot of my gear. And I found that they had this little micro SD card holder, and I just thought it'd be perfect because it's Pelican, so I know it's well built, it's waterproof, and so if I'm on the bike or otherwise, obviously I don't want to lose any of my footage or lose any of those cards, and so I thought this was pretty sweet. So let me show you kind of what it looks like when you open it up. So it's pretty straightforward. So it holds 12 cards. It's got cutouts for the different sizes, so I've got 2 SDs in here for my Canon camera, and then the micro SDs will fit really nice on the side. So yeah, I can carry a bunch of storage with me, and I can swap them out as I need to, and I feel like this way I can, one, find them in my motorcycle gear. If it's in one of my side cases or something, it's much easier to find this than it is, you know, those tiny little plastic cases. And so this was another accessory I bought that I think is gonna go a long ways with this and my camera gear when I'm trying to record or film, you know, a bike ride or, you know, campsite or whatever. So yeah, just another little thing that I picked up that I thought would be pretty cool. So that's pretty much everything, you know, in terms of the unboxing, the accessories I picked up, kind of what it looks like, you know, sized against a size large RF 1200 Shui helmet. And I hope you guys found this video helpful. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.